Hi there, Capricorns, and welcome to your Make-A-Wish reading with me, Priscilla B. So, in order to get this started, I have my adorable little genie lamp right here. Okay, reminds me of the one in Survivor season 50, but like a miniature version. So, but instead of writing people's names down and worrying about who's going to get voted off, you are going to get to make a wish. Okay, so this is for you, fans of Survivor. All right, I'm a huge fan of the show Survivor. I even have a tablecloth that says it's Survivor theme. So, yeah. But anyways, okay. So with that being said, in order to make this as interactive as possible, given the fact that this is all virtual, I am going to be drawing 3 Doors of Destiny Oracle cards. Okay? And each card is going to represent a wish. Okay? You get each wish. Okay? You get to go open each door. And you get to explore what that wish is all about. And it's very much more of like a metaphor and a subconscious thing. It's not meant to be literal. Stuff like, say you're like, oh, I wish I had $1 million, right? Okay, obviously, I'm not handing you $1 million. That's not happening. But if it's money and financial freedom that you want, this door is, the door you pick is and that wish associated with that door is going to explore that wish and explore how that all comes to pass, sort of thing. Sort of like a manifestation, like a wish fulfillment type of deal here, manifesting wishes here. Okay, if it's true love that you seek and your heart desires, then maybe the door you pick that's what you're going to associate it with. Okay. Oh, look at this. I'll just draw these 3 doors for you right now. Okay. Okay. So I got 3 doors for you. All right. I don't know what your wish is. You can leave it in the comments, or just keep it to yourself, whichever you prefer. Got my Celsius here. Okay, this is ad placement. Fizz free peach mango green tea. Shout out to Celsius. It's a paid advertisement. Okay, so wish number 1. Okay, we have door number 1, and that is the door of prosperity, success, affluence, abundance, fortune, flourishing, and thriving. Looks like you might be getting that $1 million, right? Abundance here. All right. So it might not necessarily come with you might not open up your bank account tomorrow and see $1 million there, but maybe there's something else that has to do with money that is positive for you, and you're going to see that start occurring. You're going to see that start happening. Okay. We have door of patience, endurance, perseverance, and resilience and steadfastness. The door of patience. Okay. So this is your second wish. Okay. And then your third wish, we have door of compassion, empathy, kindness, mercy, benevolence, and humanness. Wow, that door of compassion. Okay, so take a minute to think about what wish you want associated with each door, and think about how that, what that means to you. Okay, maybe write it down in your journal. So while you're doing that, I'm going to go ahead and draw some more cards. I'm going to use my Allison Tarot Land cards first. Okay. and we're going to get that going. I'm going to start with the door of prosperity. I'm just going to keep this as short and sweet and simple as possible. So I'm going to draw a card from my other deck. Yeah, which this deck one is called. Yeah. Oh, this is called, what deck is this? Celestial Tarot. Okay. Celestial Tarot. Okay. So we'll wait on that for a minute. Alright, so the door of prosperity, okay? Abundance, fortune, flourishing, thriving. Okay, that definitely sounds a lot like career stuff. That sounds a lot like money. Okay, so let's see what the House of Tarot Land says. Okay, we've got the Lovers, and we have a Queen of Hearts arguing, shouting at the King here. Okay, so you have like a couple arguing here. Okay, got like a toxic relationship situation. Okay, that's what's affecting this prosperity. Okay, you want this to manifest, but this Lover's energy is getting in the way of that. So handling that situation first is going to be really important here. Okay, so the Lovers, let's see here, Lovers. The Lovers, relationships, ideals, and choices. Reverse, disharmony and imbalance. Description. The Lovers symbolize meaningful connection, choices from the heart, and alignment between values and actions. It reflects harmony and mutual understanding. Upright meaning. On a personal level, this card means developing your own system of beliefs. It also represents making a choice between two opposing factions. Relationships, the Lovers point to a strong and mutual relationship. As the Lovers are naked, be honest and bare about your emotions. If they are, though, because they aren't here. Okay? And this is definitely showing up in your subconscious. There is no nakedness. There is no vulnerability here happening. Okay? Okay? They're fully dressed, they're fully clothed, and the Queen of Hearts is arguing with the King of Hearts here. Okay? She's pointing at him, you know, telling him she's pissed. Okay? So, yeah. Career, a beneficial business partnership may be at hand. It could also mean love in the workplace, since this card also represents choice. Be careful of the implications of a workplace romance. Reversed, there may be disharmony within yourself, or there could be an imbalanced relationship. Okay, that's what's affecting the prosperity. Okay, now your second wish is the door of patience. Okay, and endurance, perseverance, resilience, and steadfastness. The door of patience, I think, is, I don't know what your wish is, but it definitely has something to do with patience, and it definitely has something to do with dealing with the situation that um, I feel like it has to do with your heart. Okay, which is interesting because the Lovers, you would think, oh, that's soulmate stuff, but that's something to do with your career stuff and your money stuff. So, yeah. Let's see what this card, the Alice in Tarotland card, says. Ooh, we got the Hierophant. Ooh, we got the Caterpillar talking to Alice. Wow. Sharing his wisdom with her. Oh my God. Yeah. A deeper spiritual connection to self. This has a lot to do with yourself, honestly, not other people. And the Hierophant is actually comes right before the Lovers in the tarot deck. So that's interesting. It's kind of like you're getting like a future look at, or I kind of want to say you're getting like a current perspective, but this is coming from like the future. Like the future is like have you ever seen Back to the Future? But like he actually goes to the past, remember? And he has to like make sure his parents fall in love with each other. That's kind of like a vibe I'm getting. I don't know why I'm getting that right now. Wow, that's interesting. Ooh, okay. Well, let's figure it out. Let's find out. We have learning tradition. Then we have refusing knowledge, bad traditions. Then we have description. The Hierophant represents tradition, spiritual guidance, and shared wisdom. It encourages learning values in alignment with meaningful beliefs. Upright, we have, there is always something new to be learned. Set aside time to expand your knowledge. Honor age-old traditions. Relationships, you may be taking on more traditional roles in the relationship. They could also point out to more definition or structure in a relationship. Career, ensure you are staying up to date with industry. You may find a mentor or become a mentor. Reversed, there's a refusal to learn to change. Question traditions and the status quo. Yeah. This definitely has to do with yourself. I know it talks about relationships and the structure of that, but like, what is traditional to you? Like, I mean, if you grew up in a family where, you know, the mom stayed home and the dad worked and they were both happy with that, then I guess that was traditional to them. But like, there are definitely today, you know, there are definitely couples who both work. There could even be a dad who stays home these days, you know? So, wow. This is something you're really starting, I feel like, to like self-evaluate. You know, you're really starting to look within yourself here. And that's kind of what the Caterpillar, he said, he talks to Alice a lot about this, you know. I feel like he also tries to point her toward like getting out of her head too at the same time. Okay. Door of compassion, empathy, kindness, mercy, benevolence, humanness. Okay. So this is your third wish, your third door. Okay. Compassion. Okay. I feel like this is also really connected to like love too here. I feel like the door of prosperity is definitely connected to money. And I feel like the door of patience, I feel like that's connected to yourself. I feel like that's connected to something very deeply personal for you. Because you know you need like money to survive, right? We live in a day and age where that's used to like buy food and all that stuff, right? But I also know, and pay bills, okay? But I also think that you have something like a dream Like, since you were a little girl or a little kid, like, you just, like, you always wanted something here. And it requires so much patience. And then the door of compassion, I feel like, is definitely, like, about companionship. And I feel like it's about having, like, another person, like a partner, like, in crime. No, a partner in this world, you know, to, like, get through it with you and just, like, have your back. And like a companion sort of thing here. So empathy, kindness, mercy, benevolence, and humanness is what I'm getting from that. Okay. So we have here the 9 of Swords, and Alice, you know, in this, like, sort of shadow, you have the Queen of Hearts shouting at her. She went from shouting at her husband to shouting at her, and the swords and the attack. Okay, and this is a card of, like, nightmares, right? When we see the 9 of Swords, it's usually meaning we're having, like, a lot of nightmares, and it's supposed to bring us clarity, but honestly, I feel like it brings a lot more confusion than anything else. Because we're seeing a lot of distorted figures. Okay. A lot of shadow queen. The Queen of Hearts is definitely a shadow queen. Okay. So, yeah, I probably should have said that in the beginning, but, like, the shadow queen energy, that I've been working on this series, and this is kind of like, I would say, like, a segment, a part of it, but it's, like, also, the Shadow Queen is pretty much, I want to say, like, the 13th archetype. Like, on a good day, when the energy's channeled in the correct way. Yeah, I want to say, like, on a good day, she, like, takes out this. All right, so with this Hierophant, there is a refusal to change, learn or change, and question traditions and status quo. But when it comes to your career, it says staying up to date with the industry, you may find a mentor or become a mentor. Okay, and I feel like that is your soul path. That is your spiritual calling. That is your dream come true here. Okay, is to become a mentor and also connect, I feel like, with the mentors that have already shaped you. Okay, that's why I'm getting, like, this is your past and then the current energies, but your past is becoming your future again, something like that. Because currently the Lovers in quarreling here, that is something here that's affecting this. Okay, but then when we get into your third wish, the door of compassion and the 9 of Swords, fear, worry, anxiety. Okay, unresolved issues, guilt. Description: this card represents anxiety, worry, overwhelming thoughts. It urges compassion toward yourself and mental clarity. An issue is constantly on your mind lately. Take this as a sign to better manage your mental health and get an objective view by talking to someone. If your anxiety is related to someone, set some boundaries and identify what is triggering your stressful response. Career: if you're stressed about work and finances, don't let those thoughts overtake you. Find clarity by talking to someone you trust. Reversed: you're on the cusp of restoring balance to your life, but there's still some unresolved issues lying about. Fear and guilt might still have a hold on you. Let it go and trust that you'll be okay. So it's not really like, this isn't really past, present, future, but it's definitely an energy where you currently want to get into this place where you're mentoring or you're connecting again with your mentors, but you're dealing with the nightmares, you're dealing with the anxiety, you're dealing with the Lovers and the conflict there. Okay, so moving forward, okay, with all of this, and keeping this all in mind, I'm going to draw some autonomic tarot, okay, and some crow's insight, okay, because there is a path forward and there is a way to resolve all of this, okay, and to stay on track with what it is that you want, because you know your wish isn't to have arguments with someone you love. Your wish is for that to stop, it looks like, and also your wishes are that you have career advancement here, and your wish is for the nightmares to stop. Your wish is for your dreams to come true, not your nightmares, not your worst fears. You don't want that, okay? So, ooh, King of Discs, okay. Yeah. This seems to be the solution that really ties everything together. So basically what we have here with this King of Discs, okay, this is Fire of Earth, Maximus, mission accomplished, question mark? Stepping off, dropping out, the day is done, taking stock, achievement and success. You've already, and this is very much in alignment with the Hierophant. This is very much in alignment with the Door of Patience. It's like you've already done enough right now that you've already made the wishes. You've already put them out there in the universe. You know, now you're just waiting for them to come true, really, at this point. Okay. And they're going to come true when you get back in touch with yourself. Okay. And when I was tying in the Shadow Queen energy, that's shadow stuff. Okay. So I'm going to draw the Crow's Insight card deck to sort of help kind of for you, like, to gain clarity on that whole situation, because I feel like you might be someone who feels like you're being painted the villain. But you're always going to appear that way to people who don't support you or who are not in support of your wishes coming true. Okay. So the Crow's Insight, okay. Step into the shadow realm where intuition meets ancient wisdom. This oracle deck features 50 striking crow illustrations, each carrying messages of guidance, transformation, and hidden truths. Perfect for daily meditation or spiritual readings. These cards invite you to see beyond the surface and trust your inner knowing. And that's your subconscious, okay? It's time, personal reflection, okay? Journey. Life is a journey filled with experiences. Cherish each moment and the lessons they bring. Okay? All right. All your wishes coming true is based off of this journey you're going on. And as you go on your journey, you're going to start to see how these wishes come true and why these wishes are coming true. You're not wishing for scary shit to happen, right? But you are seeing how you can step away from all the scary shit. Okay. And loneliness. Embrace moments of loneliness with self-reflection. Be the one to reach out and connect with others. And that's, again, the mentor stuff. Okay. Because as you connect with your mentors that motivated you to make your wishes come true to begin with, that's going to help you. That is what is going to connect you, because really what's happening here, it looks like, is that not only do you want your wishes to come true, but you also want to help other people with their wishes as well. So your mentors are people who definitely help with that. Okay. They inspire people. They're leaders. That's the mentor. That's the definition of a mentor. So you want to reconnect with that energy, and you're feeling very lonely right now because you haven't been able to do that. Okay. But you are going to get back into that. Okay. As you explore, this path up that you're on. Alrighty. And let's see here. We got the Celestials. Okay. So we have the Hangman, the Crossroads. Yes, this energy has been coming up a lot collectively. Okay. The devil. Okay. And also the tower. All right. And I feel like you're like the page of wands in all of this. You know, you're the one who's like, what? Okay. Like inner child. All right. So hangman, devil, tower, three major arcanas. The Hierophant is at the center of this. The devil is at the center of this. So it feels like the hangman, the tower are going to play a significant role in helping you deal with this particular energy. So the hangman is surrender, pause, and get a new perspective. Okay. The hangman symbolizes surrender, patience, and new perspectives. It invites you to pause, release control, and see things differently. Okay. The devil is all about control. So that's what you have to let go of. If a situation feels stuck or you're in forced waiting period, the hangman tells you to surrender to the moment and look at things from a different perspective. Relationships. The relationship may be at standstill or you aren't finding the right person. Do not force things. Trust that things will change when the timing is right. Career. A project may be taking longer than expected or pause. Enjoy the break and focus your attention elsewhere. Reverse, a refusal to take pause indicates that you're rushing to get results. It could also mean you're missing an important detail due to your apathy. And that's why at the center of this, your biggest wish right now is the patience, is to wait for everything to come together, for everything to make sense. Okay? Yeah. Okay. And then we have the devil. So addiction, materialism, and lust. Yep, you're going to have to let go of that energy. Okay. Release that. By releasing that, you're gaining your independence, you're gaining your freedom. The devil represents desire, attachment, and limiting patterns. It highlights the areas where you may feel trapped and urges awareness and liberation. This card is a warning against unhealthy habits and materialism. It may not be easy, but the power is within you to remove these chains. And that's what brought you here to begin with, is that you wanted to release those chains. You don't want to be tied to anything that's toxic for you. And that is your biggest wish, okay? The other wishes kind of like support that, because they're showing you like you want to find connection, but you want it to be healthy, and you want to find support in your life when it comes to manifesting wealth and abundance. But that comes from a place of patience and compassion for yourself. Okay. Be careful not to perpetrate or fall into toxic relationships. While there are no inherent issues with Hinduism, all parties must be on the same page. Career. You may be feeling trapped or be developing an unhealthy lust for money and power. See how you can change your circumstances. Reverse. You may soon be breaking free of your chains. However, stay vigilant to avoid falling back into old habits. Okay? And I think your biggest habit was that you trusted and are trust, or I don't think you trust anybody who's toxic, but I think that the biggest thing here was that you were letting I don't want to say you were letting, but you were almost accepting this is the best you're gonna get, I don't know. But again, let's see what the tower has to say about all that. Sudden change. Okay, the tower symbolizes sudden change, breakthrough, and the collapse of old foundations. It clears the way for truth and rebuilding. The universe is striking down an unstable foundation to build something greater. Be prepared for massive change, which includes growing pains. Your relationship may be functioning on a shaky pretense and is no longer serving you. Make changes to ensure your needs are met. There may be
upheaval at work, whether it's layoffs or increased responsibilities. The temporary chaos will lead to growth in your career. Change is near, but you're still relying on old ways. Trust the new foundation will take you to new heights. Okay. And Page of Wands. All right. This is kind of like you, like your inner child, kind of just like, okay, I don't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, you know what to do, but you don't know what to do. That's the crossroads. That's that hangman energy. Potential adventure ideas. The Page of Wands symbolizes curiosity, enthusiasm, and youthful exploration. It encourages you to follow inspiration with an open mind. This page signals a person who sees the potential and opportunities. He has a long-term vision but may not have acted yet. Maybe all he needs is a plan. There is a potential for adventures and excitement within the relationship. The grand plans may lack follow-through, but a push might be all it takes. A new role or project may present itself that can push your career forward. Make sure you plan thoroughly and execute all that is required. Okay, you've had a lot of big ideas, but none get past the initial stages. Find the one you're most passionate about and see it through this time. Okay, so that's your wish. That's your biggest thing here, is that, you know, as you're waiting for your wishes to come true, and as you are working to make those wishes a reality, you got to push through some stuff, you know? So we have trust your gut. Your heart is a beacon in fog. Follow its glow. No, the bridge closed to widen new trails. No. Okay? And I feel like that's a no to anything that's not going to serve you on this new journey you're on, where you're working on your dreams coming true. Proceed with caution. The path has stones, but your steps are nimble. Okay? Okay. A lot of, on the horizon. Light nears, hold for its glow. And time is on your side. Tides obey the moon. You and your rhythm. Okay? And then I have the animal spirit guide message. Surpass above. Surpass myself and my sky becomes even broader. Okay? So this is all good stuff. This is all good energy, all working in your favor to make your wishes come true and stay on that path of focus and enlightenment and what you're most passionate about. Okay? So that is my message for you, beautiful souls. Alrighty, check out my Shadow Queen series playlist. It ties into this Make a Wish dream reading, and love and light always. Take care now, Capricorns. Bye.